Well, hopefully this is going to be somewhat of a short video. I wanted to share with you some oddities with Ark Survival Ascended. So for example, and I may have talked about this before, if you notice my behemoth gate up there, I actually wanted it to be right here at the very end, or at least closer to the end where I'm at. But for some oddball reason, it keeps vanishing and ending back up in my inventory. So either I need more support, or it's too much of an angle down below, even though it's on a flat surface. I don't know. But that is what is going on. Helps if I could speak properly. Another thing I'm trying to figure out is why my metal gateways are disappearing sometimes in some places. You see, metal can only be destroyed, for the most part, by a titan, which is a passive animal unless you aggro it. And there are karchas that spawn where I'm at and gigas on the other side, so they won't be able to chew through this if they see me. I ended up getting one here that came all the way down. That's my neighbor that I don't know down over there. And it was over here chomping at my gates because my plant species X was shooting it because it's within range. As you can tell, I'm really pinched in here because I'm too close to the enemy next door to me. So now that it's metal and it's going all the way in the water, it's like a 99% chance that he'll never be able to get over. Gateways, as you can tell, versus a behemoth gateway, they just prevent all the big ugly stuff from getting by. Sure, you'll get all these little pipsqueaks that are still able to get through, but these things aren't going to wipe out your fucking base, right? That's what you've got to be more worried about. This way you can still get through with a lot of animals. One of the pet peeves that I have is sometimes when you're a new player and you're on the beach and you got to go all the way deep in the water. Well, aren't I a nice guy? Because now if you're on the beach, there's not all these crazy ass big massive behemoth gates that go all the way into the water, and then sometimes you gotta almost drown just to get around. I mean, truthfully, even if I had a behemoth gate all the way out here, you could just easily walk around. But it is a little bit more of a pain in the ass. So it was for me. It was for them, for whoever they are. They can easily walk across here. You know what I mean? They can walk across here. Truth be told, they can grab some stone. I took down all the trees here for the time being. But yeah, so the thing that's been going on is my gates are disappearing here, as you can see. And I thought it was because of the rock, but then I was like, it's the rock's fault. But the rock here is clipping through the gates, and I'm not having any issues here. So I think it's because it's on a steep, steep incline, and the snap point is just a little bit goosey. So what I'm going to do, I almost said what we're going to do. We ain't doing shit. You're just sitting there watching. I'm going to get rid of this boulder. I could have used the Doedicurus, but I'm just too lazy. We'll let that disappear. And I want to show you what it is that I have been doing a little bit of. Yeah, that is interesting. Okay. I actually think I actually had... Sorry. Foundation piece, which I do. That one's the stone one. But I had actually made a metal one like this to try and help. See how it's snapped? You can just tell that it's been snapped. Now, I don't know if it's a combination of, but what I'm thinking of doing... Well, first of all, it won't let me place these down anyways without it. See? Then I can just do this, place it down, and I'm fine, but until that rock so happens to come back. So another thing that you can do, it's not as pretty, is you just plop a pillar like I did here, but you put a ceiling piece on top, or you just place a foundation, truthfully, because then it'll just stop certain things from like spawning. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab a few metal foundations here. I'm not saying that this is going to work. The whole point of this video is to share with you, to be on the lookout for stuff like that. If you're too much on an incline to the point where you would need to use a foundation to snap it, then maybe you shouldn't be using it. I don't know. It's just my thought. I'm just going to craft a few more of these. I do have a foundation with me if I have to, but I'm testing a few things. And the foundation piece also disappeared. However, I've never had these issues before. Okay? Like, it didn't happen. But Ark is Ark. Ark's a little funky at times. I'm just going to be quiet here for a moment so I can hear if there's any nasties about. You know what? I'm going to take these bushes away so I can see a little bit better. These still might despawn. But if I place... See, that one... Yeah, that one snaps. Like that. Properly. Like that. I mean, you can, you know what I mean? Like, it looks a bit weird. However, I'm doing this because I'm tired of my shit, like I said, just fucking disappearing. And I think a lot of it has to do with the extreme angle of the cliff, as you can see here. It's pretty staggering, literally. However, I haven't always had this happen. Again, for over here, why is it that I can't place my gateway here? Do I need more supporting pillar? You know, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. It's just so weird. But I don't feel like doing it. I feel like it looks clean like that, like a 3x3. I just kind of want to leave it that way, to be honest. I don't even know what I wanted to do in here. I was thinking of maybe having, I don't know, a vault or something. But, yeah, so I just wanted to share with you what it is I had been doing lately. Since my last video, I've been busy with some other stuff, other games. As you could tell here, if I do a little flyover, you can tell that I'm quite pinched in on the right side there because of my neighbor, who, in his defense, was there before me. I came in and, you know, started building, trying to get this thing looking good, and everything's, like, perfectly straight. I had, you know, like a ceiling piece going out with a pillar to snap everything so everything's, like, perfectly straight. That goes right into the water, so a Karcha or Giga cannot get around whatsoever. It's all metal, so if they get aggroed, they won't chew it. Yeah, so... You know, the game can throw some things at you that sometimes just don't make sense, or they do, but they don't always happen, so it's inconsistent. Like I said, I mean, that angle, I don't know. Where the stone one was, that one doesn't disappear, actually, and I needed to place that there, or the gate wasn't actually going to snap. So again, there's a few other sections where rocks are in the way a little bit, and they do not seem to be impeding on my ability to build gates without them despawning. Again, the bug is something I think is relatively new to me. I don't think I've made videos on this bug, but if you're sprinting, or flying fast rather, you can kind of... You know what I mean? Fly into the trees without actually attacking them. And you'll take down the trees. Which I'm doing here actually quickly. Just because I'm actually prepping to go on a metal run. So that's something that you can kind of do. I find the bug is one of the quickest. It's actually interesting when you go with the bug because they move around like a tapejara, however you want to pronounce it. And yeah, they're really cool. They make farming a little bit easier. They're a little bit glitchy when you pick up your animal and you're basically touching your structure, because then you'll just drop them. And on a controller, I don't know how to do this, but if you hit the X key, see, like I could push down on the right analog stick and I can fly down, but I can't fly up. But if I hit X on my keyboard on my PlayStation, I can fly up. So just, you know, a little piece of information there. Yeah, see, sometimes it's a little bit wonky flying into the tree to get it to be destroyed, but this can really help a lot so that afterwards, I don't know where that motherfucker's going. Another guy on a bug, but that's okay. Better not be grabbing my wood, boy. What are you doing? Yeah, it's fun to play online, but truthfully, in a way, I almost prefer the idea of playing single player, not using any console commands, just playing the game legit. Having the entire world at your disposal, not having to place pillars down all over the fucking place, and not having this kind of bullshit. Like if this was single player, for example, and I was built here, you see where my row is for the gates here? I would probably do a straight line all the way down to the ocean, to be honest, and come out like all the way here in a straight line from where my gate is, which is about here. So that goes in the water, so that all of this water stuff here is all open and mine, not someone's crappy ass base. But again, they were there first. I'm just sharing that. In not every instance online are you going to be able to build your dream spot. So I have to kind of zigzag around. You got to make with what you get, literally, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the spot that I have. I still have my section across the water over there as well. I don't use it too much, but in a way, Carno Island is safer than this spot for me. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out, like I said, all the ins and outs, the little tricks or whatever with the gateways. It could be that, I don't know, that I can't place them there. I may have to figure something out. I would have hoped to have come out to about here, because going this way down, the incline is not as steep as over here. However, I can't do that because I'm too close to my neighbor and it just simply doesn't let you build, right? Just in case you're wondering, like, well, why don't you do it anyways? You won't get mad if he's not really around. No, the game just doesn't let you place it down. There's a radius that your structures emit that's invisible, and it's designed so that you don't build too close. That's why I keep building these pillars with ladders to protect all these nodes, so that people don't just start willy-nilly building all over this area. See, that's my structure here. I do 2 pillars so I can see a little better with a ladder, because then it counts as something that'll just last longer. And I do that, and it's good times. Fortunately, it doesn't look like there's a lot of metal here. But yeah, just be mindful. Trace everything out. I mean, it's not like you're going to lose a bunch of them, right? You might lose 1 or 2. But if you're doing like behemoth gates and they're metal or stone, I mean, that's still a lot of resources that you could be missing out on, right? Anyhow, 14, Jesus Christ, 14 minutes. I wasn't planning on doing that. I essentially didn't really do anything. But I am having fun. I am working with what I got. And I'm hoping that at some point, it's just going to be a lot better. As always, if you like the video, because I think I'm just going to like try and relax, clear out the rest of these trees, and then wait for the metal nodes to come back. And that's pretty much it. So if you like the video, thumbs up. It does. You could go ahead and give it a thumbs up, rather, as it does help the algorithm. Make my channel a little bit more relevant in search results, so they say. If you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half, twist it. And we'll have this big bug just come in and snip it. Just like that. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Now for my VIPs, if you want to stick around, maybe I will record for just like an extra minute or so. Just to kind of really... Because I can't really do much anyways. Right now, like I desperately need... Come on. I desperately need... Well, not desperately. I just need metal. And there's a few nodes here and there. There's not a lot of them. Like most of the nodes have not come back yet. Yeah, even the obsidian that I grabbed earlier, there's like a bunch of obsidian here. Usually there's only one node. That's somebody else's old base. Yeah, there's usually like a shit ton of metal, even like around here. And there's just absolutely... Oh. You know what? It looks like we may have enough for a small run. And it is 1.5. That's somebody else's pillar. Yeah, you know what? I am going to go grab my Yankee. And I am going to test this out. Well, I mean, I've already done it. I'm saying test it out for the sake of the video. I'll show you how it works. Grabbing the metal with the Yankee, the movement and everything is just so much smoother. Just grabbing my stamina. All right. I was just reading a message really quick. All these trees. Again, it'll take some time for that stuff to come back. Let's grab the Yankee in just a moment. I want full stamina. So here you come, and it's difficult without a keyboard. You grab, and then you shoot up in the air right away. Otherwise, you'll clip out, and your shit will drop. But if you're on the ground, and you're not touching an actual man-made structure, or woman-made, whatever, it'll drop. See now everything here. Pretty smooth. All right. Where's that metal? See, that's what I hate about trying to fly up. I always got to use the keyboard. I can just get like a better aerial view. I see some metal over there. I just want to go and grab this one here first. So again, you can just slow down. It's not like the RG. You can just kind of... You know what I mean? Just pinpoint. It's really nice. Plus, compared to a Quetzal, this bug is also stronger in terms of attacking stuff. It doesn't compress any weight of anything, as far as I know, so even though I'm at a whopping 5,600 weight, my RG with like 3,600 weight is better because it compresses it by 2. So essentially it's like a 7,000 weight Quetzal. But if you're dual farming, that's where the benefit is, because then you have one person that's on the Anki or the Doedicurus or whatever it is you're doing, and it doesn't matter if they're over encumbered. They'll keep going if you keep manually hitting it. Whereas an animal like this, when they auto attack, they stop after like 75-80% of max capacity. They don't just go forever. Right? So that can get a little bit frustrating. It definitely does get frustrating. But then if you're doing a metal run with someone, you gotta split the profits. I ain't splitting shit. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily gonna get that much more stuff any quicker, but the bug can definitely help in that department. So now that I'm running out of stamina, I might as well. I need to be quiet here for a second. There's more metal at the top of the mountain. There's more metal behind me as well. See, like when I do this, I want to be able to just fly up. Get a much better aerial view. Not a lot of metal in this section that I recall finding. That's where sometimes you gotta... I forget what I was gonna say. Sometimes I just like to fly up, take down the trees, and go all over the place so that I can get familiar with each mountain or map or whatever in general. Yeah, see, flying up like this really sucks there. Using the X on the keyboard. I don't know if you can rebind, by the way. I would almost want to use my R1 button, to be honest with you, as the button to raise, because otherwise you go in first person like that, but I never use that. I can always use the touchpad and go, you know, toggle third person that way. I'll have to look into that after, actually. Now, Karchas and whatnot and Gigas can spawn at the top of the mountain, even though it doesn't seem like it would logically make sense why they'd want to come up here, or how they even got up here to begin with. It is what it is. Oh, would you smack it all? There we go. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can rebind that button, the R1 button, to fly up. That would be a huge quality of life improvement for me. That's just the Stegosaurus so far. I also don't know if things can spawn on top of you, like while you're within render range, or if things can only spawn when they're not. I don't know how that works. What I do know, I'm about to run out of energy. Stamina. AKA energy. Yeah, there's so many places I wish I could build, and It's frustrating when you play online in many ways. It can be more fun to play online. Like in many, many ways. I can totally see the appeal. But I think it's almost equally appealing to play single player. Your own world, nobody tells you what to do. You're having problems. You want to unlock tech engrams. You can do it. Give yourself a little boost. Rex in the mountain. That's my tribe mate's base up ahead there. Yeah, not a lot of metal. Also because a lot of it's been farmed. You know what? I might go to Carno Island. I don't remember if I did runs with my Megatherium to get chitin. I don't know if I'm going to record that, to be honest. Again, I've pillared all this shit. A lot of it's for the sake of obsidian. That's someone's structure over there, not mine. Flying through the trees. Yeah, I seriously got to work on that flying up button. I really want that. So that's my neighbor again. That's his little build. I really want it to be on this side, but again, he was here first. Can't exactly tell him to move. Plus, he doesn't talk to anybody anyways. So that doesn't help. But if I could have had this little section of land... Oh, man. It would have been amazing. Because I like building. I enjoy it. And again, without really any restrictions. So that was a bit of a crapshoot. Did I put anything on my... Oh yeah, I did. Plop them there. Don't believe your animals take fall damage. If nobody's riding them. Go ahead and cook that up. But now I've got my plant species X back up and running. I'm probably going to get more. Another thing I was tempted to do, because sometimes alpha megalodons and stuff will spawn in, is that whole railing. Literally lathered every single spot with a plant species X. Do you know how psycho that would be? Nothing would survive in there. Tusos would never come up. Mosas would never come up that are alpha. It would just be megalodons. Maybe the odd eel or whatever. But yeah, again, they can see through the bars, right? That's why they come. That's another thing to understand about how animals work, is if they don't see you, they won't attack you. With the gateways, they'll see you, so a Karcher will be like, hey, I see you, I'm coming for you. If it doesn't see you, it won't even bother. But if somebody kites it, it's made out of stone, they can start attacking it. That's just where things don't get good. Yeah, so while I'm waiting for metal, yeah, I do have some metal. Wait, that's the forge. No, it isn't. Fuck it. Grab it all. Cook that shit. Don't need the stone. I just don't. Too much junk. This stuff I get a lot of. Might as well store it. I don't need like a lot of it. But 4,500 should be enough for a while. Alright, I'm gonna go cook that meat. Then I'll get ready to head over to Carno Island. Not that it's that exciting. Do I have anything on him? No, he's good. I left some food in there. Whatever. Not a biggie. These things are awesome. Almost 800 melee. I've got much better crossbows than that. Come on. There we go. God, I hate online lag. I could pick him up with my bug, but to be honest with you, I don't really want to do that. Yes, I do that. I probably would have just dropped it, to be honest, but might as well store it. And then I think it's this one where I keep some miscellaneous stuff like ammo and shit. Because I might build turrets at some point. I want to be as light as possible. And I always bring a cryopod with me in case your animal gets stuck or pinched or just something. You know what I mean? Just a good idea to be able to cryo it. You won't be able to put it back out unless you're within range, 21 distance. 21 foundation distance. Make sure you pick these things up. My snails keep mating like rabbits. The paste is so good. So you could tell how everything just takes a little bit of time. I want to clean up my base, make it more accessible. But for the time being, for being solo 99% of the time, this'll have to do. Let's see. I don't really need anything with me. Got more than enough meat. Bring this big green fluff ball along with us. The ride. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, I should bring the raft here. I don't know why, but it's just a thought. Yeah, these animals are pretty cool. I was gonna make a catwalk all the way across, but they won't link up. Because what are the chances that my, you know, minute angle, that my pillars and ceilings would be perfectly lined up across it? It would never work that way. My raft did get hit a little bit. Yeah, I'm not too surprised. It doesn't really need much, but this can be a little bit tricky sometimes, so that it doesn't push your animal in the water. And this one, fill that up. Let's try and keep you a little bit more centered, just to be on the safe side. Not that the words safe and Ark go together. And it's really bizarre that you can't pick up your raft. You just can't do it. Because I don't really like the idea of this. What I'm probably going to do is start flying over. With the cryopod. Have a cryo fridge. Like, that's all mine over there. If I haven't made a video on that already. That's all my shit straight, which is nothing to look at, really. But this is all my land. All of it. I started making that little catwalk and... Anyways. Purposely put ceiling pieces on top. Yeah, this was gonna be like, you know, my spot to build. But I was too pinched in. Where this guy's built on the right, that's actually a little island. It's called Dead Island because nothing actually spawns there. Arguably, probably one of the best spots in the whole game to build. And I probably talked about that in another video. That little base over there, that's all mine. And then the nincompoop next to me, that's building all these weird things, just placing random shit all over the place on purpose to fuck with spawns. He's a dingleberry shit stain. Come on. Come get some. Not your meat, bitch. That whole catwalk all the way across the water with all those pillars in the water. In case you haven't seen my other videos before. That's all mine. That was supposed to be my water pen. Well, I mean, it still is. I just haven't really used it. I don't really trust it, but here we are. These are the guys I'm after, the scorpions. Because they give you a buff. You get an insane amount of chitin. 241 chitin for just one scorpion. But yeah, this is all mine all the way up until there. And people keep building shit near here, which they're allowed to do. They're allowed to do it. Oh, look at you. I'm gonna fuck you up. Carnos you gotta be careful with because they're one of the only animal in the game where you can clip in them and then you can't move. But with like 800 melee, imprint, with the bug buff, which I'm good for a minute and a half, this 85 Carno is fucked. As you could tell, that didn't really take too much. Look at the amount of prime meat that I get. Just meat in general. And I don't even have that great of a saddle. Look at my health at the top right. Hasn't even moved. Call it Carno Island for a reason. In my way. I want this fucking scorpion. I want that chitty chitin. when you're one shot. Holy fuck, 360. Look at all the chitting I'm getting. I got another level. Can't have too much melee. With imprint, I'm probably popping like 1,000. Oh, a perfect 150. Whoops. Oh well. Not that big of a deal. Nobody was gonna tame that fucking thing anyways. This'll give me some good prime meat. The baby. So now you can see why I like using this thing for meat runs and chittin'. I mean, look at all that. Pretty ridiculous. Megatheriums are amazing. If you do this a couple times a day, a couple of runs, you just grab the scorpions here. You don't really need to do the caves, because I don't think Megatheriums fit in any of the caves that have a lot of bugs up on them. Could be wrong. Another 325. Like, it's just wild. Oh, more scorpions. Now, I haven't been here long. And we're just... Like, look at that chittin'. You chittin' me? I've been waiting a while for wanting to say that. Like, that's pretty decent. Just emptying out my bags. I mean, this is all shit. I can deconstruct this or grind it or whatever it's called, but truthfully, it won't do much. Can't have too much meat. I'm tempted to go back to my base just to kind of cook up that prime meat. You can't really have too much prime meat. But anyhow, on Carno Island, arguably, there's not a thing that can kill me. On this Carno Island. I say this Carno Island because there's no Titans on this one. Scorpions. I mean, killing them could have helped the spawn, to be honest with you. Now what I want to do is go back. I got slot capped earlier within no time. Yeah, there's a couple of shitty tribes here, but I still have a bunch of pillars here and stuff. I'm eventually going to do metal pillars so they last just that much longer. Like that little shit structure, that's mine. Not trying to take over the whole island, it's more to protect it more than anything. Oh, the critters along the Red River were more colorful. Nah. It's just the LSD kicking in. That's just me being a smartass. It's what I do. Not gonna lie, I don't remember. Oh, there's my raft. Alright. My glowing Megatherium. This might push him. Yeah, see what happened there? Alright, now we should be good. That glow doesn't last forever, obviously. That's just a buff from having eaten a bug And that's why they're good for the broodmother? I don't know. Oh, wow, look at that shark. Fuck that. Nobody laughed at my joke, but that's okay. I thought it was funny. That's all that matters. Better not glitch and end up in the fucking water. You stupid bastard. Just like that. At my shore. Okay, seriously? There we go. Again, the game is Ark. It'll arc you sometimes. It won't really make much sense. I gotta get rid of that floor. So when I come here, it's just too much of a pain in the ass. Oh, wow, I'm not even full. Well, there you go. Then I'll pull them all out, put it back in so that the cooked stuff comes out quickly. Anyways, there's no point in watching this. I'm gonna end the video here. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.